And hello, everyone, and welcome to the Rain or Shine Sports Network. I'm your host, Tom Cetera, joined by my panel of experts. I guess you could call us experts. Rob, Tyler, T-Gas, and Steve. So tonight we're going to be talking about what happened last week. I'll give an update on our prediction standings from our little contest. We'll go through game analysis for the two big games, and then we'll get our picks for those games. How's everybody doing tonight?
Pretty good. Pretty good.
How's the weather in Southeast Oregon?
It's all right. It's cold, not snowing.
Okay. How cold?
I don't know. The other day, it was 17 degrees at 8 a.m.
Oh.
I thought I was going to put up baseball signs on the fence, and then all the operations guys said, "Can we come back at 1?" And it was only 5 degrees warmer, so mid-20s.
Okay. It's getting into the 20s here, Tyler. So that's why I was going to say, oh yeah, it's not so bad there. So, all right. Well, let's go ahead and get started. Last week's games, couple of upsets. Well, there was a couple, I guess. Kansas City beat Houston 23-14. The Commanders over the Detroit Lions, which I believe was an upset. Nobody had picked Washington on this panel anyway. Washington won 45-31. The Eagles 28-22 over the Rams. And Buffalo beat Baltimore in a good game, 27-25. Just an update. We did have one parlay hit last week. It was not Tyler this week. It was Steve. Steve had the Rams getting 6.5, and they lost by 6. And then he had the over on the Baltimore Buffalo game at 51.5, and they scored 52. So a total of 1 point in both games. But hey, a winner is a winner. So if you listen to Steve, then you won. And if you listen to any of us, you're all a bunch of losers like us. All right, let's take a look at our game prediction little contest we have. Robbie, myself, Travis, and Rob all won 3 games. Or no, Rob was 2-3. Okay, so anyway, we went 3-2. Rob and Tyler went 2-3, and Steve, oh my gosh, I think you had a 1-4 record on the week. So
didn't I pick Buffalo?
You picked Baltimore.
Did I?
The only one you got right was Ohio State. So
oh, son of a biscuit. All right. Okay.
Buddy,
All right.
It's the parlay.
So now we are on the top of the contest. Tyler, Robbie, and myself are all 9-4. Travis 8-5. Rob 7-6, and Steve 7-6. So that's what we got to look forward to for the contest. All right, as we move forward, 2 games going on this week, kind of big games if you haven't paid attention. We've got the Kansas City Chiefs hosting the Buffalo Bills, and we have the Philadelphia Eagles hosting the Washington Commanders. Let's go and start with the Washington game. Yeah, that's the first one being played. So, Rob, tell us what it is Washington's going to have to do to beat Philadelphia.
Holy Toledo. Yeah, well. Okay, everyone has basically poo-pooed the Washington Commanders with, basically saying that their offense and defense are pretty much in the metrics, very low amongst all of the playoff teams. There wasn't a whole, they thought, oh, it's really nice for the rookie to get into the postseason. He gets a little bit of experience, and then he'll shuffle off, and then we'll get to the real games. Well, you know what? The Commanders actually have a bit of a chance. Week 16, they beat the Eagles 36-30, and they did it by limiting Jalen Hurts, who was not playing very well, and he was hurt. The passing game was effective, but not nearly as good as it needed to be. The Eagles had to rely on Barkley, but the Commanders literally had the lead through most of the game. So for this one, what they need to do is, here's the thing: Jalen Hurts is not as effective of a passer as Detroit's, Jared Goff, right? There's not, I think we can pretty much agree to that. The Commanders forced Goff into early mistakes, pressuring him pretty much from the get-go. Dan Quinn's defense had a phenomenal game last week. Hurts didn't play very well against the Rams. He took 7 sacks, and that is a big bugaboo. You cannot take sacks. You cannot put yourself behind the sticks. And I'll tell you what, Washington has the ability to pressure and sack the quarterback and make them go backwards. And that is pretty much what they're going to have to do. They're going to have to sell out. They're going to have to stop Saquon Barkley, which is a tall order in and of itself. They have to stop him because they need to force the Eagles into a passing script. And at that point, it's literally plays into Washington's favor because Jalen hasn't been effective. He's hurt. He's not running, and it's not in the cards for the Eagles to have Jalen Hurts be the one leading them to victory. They need Saquon Barkley. Washington, with Daniels, stay off the mistakes, play fundamental defense, keep balance on offense. They will have to pretty much come out, and somehow Vic Fangio is going to absolutely make life difficult. And you know what? The Commanders are going to have to figure out a way to overcome that. So Washington has a chance, but they have to stop Saquon Barkley. They got to force the Eagles into a passing offense and keep a lot of pressure on a hurt Jalen Hurts. There you go.
All right. Sounds like an easy thing to do. All right, Steve, how about those Eagles?
How about those Eagles? Here we go. You know what? I will disagree with you on the Jalen Hurts thing. I mean, golly, the guy had a 44-yard touchdown run last week.
And then didn't do very much else after that.
He had 70 yards rushing, and you got Saquon Barkley, and you got a big-ass offensive line for the Eagles. Yeah. I'm going to say just run the damn ball. He's not going to pass. I mean, I would just do what they've been doing. Really, honestly, that's they've been running the ball. 200 yards from Barkley. He hit a 70-yarder and a 60-yarder. Good grief. That's crazy. Guy had a hell of a season. That line knows what they're doing. I like Goddard. I like Goddard a lot as a tight end. Washington really they got like the 29th ranked defense in the rush. Mm-hmm. So that's why I really like the Eagles just continuing to do what they do. I kind of want to pick the Redskins, but I can't.
It's not a team anymore.
Yeah,
that's why.
No, I do agree. Goddard, especially with the RPO, is probably going to find his spots. I absolutely agree with that.
Yeah, I mean they're well coached. They've been there. That's why I'm going. That's why I would say the Eagles and just rush the damn ball.
Right.
And the fact that Jason Kelce is not there anymore, that makes it even better. I don't want to see him get. I got a nephew that works for the Eagles, so I kind of want him to win, but I kind of want him to lose because the Eagles fans, they're such assholes. And you got, I'll tell you what, I like Jaden Daniels. It's hard to really argue it, but just rush the ball. Just take that big offensive line, rush the damn ball, and the Redskins have a shitty defense against the rush, yeah, do it. That's where I'm at. Hey,
No,
I didn't
I
get a lot of time here, Tom. Just saying to prepare on the Eagles. That's my analysis.
Right.
I'll
right.
even add a little bit too. I'll add a little bit of it to here. You know what? The Hogs aren't showing up for Washington, so that offensive line is going to have to find a way to protect Daniels and open up enough holes for their running backs, especially Eckler. Excuse me. To basically Eckler. Sorry about that. No problem. No problem.
Proper pronunciation.
You know what? There's. Yeah,
and Robbie's over there going, "What the hell, Steve? Why do you care about that?" Hey, you know what?
Yeah.
It is what it is. This is
yeah.
All right.
So yeah, no, it's everything points to the Eagles. Absolutely, and there's no doubt about it. However, Hurts' injury. I mean, he got hurt in that game. His knee it got worse, and that is going to hurt the Eagles. And you know what? That and the fact that Dan Quinn is going to use all 4 downs. They're one of the best 4th down conversion teams in the league. One of the few statistics that actually plays into Washington's favor. That's their opening. But yeah, I mean, I absolutely agree with Steve. It is absolutely they have to run the football. They absolutely have to control this football game.
Was it my turn?
Yeah, go ahead. Any thoughts on this one?
Yeah. What do you mean, no chance? Washington has the most yards in the playoffs. They have the highest QBR, the highest rating. He's 4 touchdowns, 0 picks. He's only allowed 1 sack. Unlike Hurts, that's allowed 9 in 2 games. He has 7 by the Rams. He's banged up. He's hurt. But it's not like Washington's been the best story of the playoffs. I mean, geez, I'll be honest. Philly's going to have a dogfight. In fact, I don't know that I'll be picking them with the way Hurts has performed, and I don't mean that in a bad way. But is Saquon going to be able to do it alone? I don't know. They need that tight end. You mentioned that earlier, but let's not knock Washington. They got a receiver, their first in the postseason receiving. They got a guy get 95 a game, another guy get 90 a game, 15 first downs, the number 1 QB in the playoffs, 4 touchdowns, no picks, given one sack. So, and the other thing I think about is I think of the Campbell's Chunky commercial. You remember that with Donovan McNabb? Did he ever win the Super Bowl? I can't remember, but he had those
I just brought up Donovan McNabb in class today.
But he had those old soup commercials with his mom.
Oh yeah,
those are great.
The chunky ones.
Yeah.
I think
feed Donovan. Yeah.
I think that old Jalen, I thought he won the Super Bowl the other year, and then where did KC come again? You know what I mean? And so I think Jalen might be Donovan, and it might end here and do some chunky commercials.
Well, the Eagles do have some talented receivers.
No, boy.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
If they can get back to that, I mean, they've had flashes of this throughout the tenure.
Good tight end play too.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's really shocking. They really did just turn the ball over to Saquon and say, okay, take us. Here we go. And it's worked. But I think you're right. I think Dan Quinn's going to do all he can to not have Saquon be the one to beat him. And then if something happens and Jalen can hit his receivers and things, I mean, he's got 2 damn good ones in Devonta Smith and AJ Brown. I mean, heck, they don't get much better than that. So I think
he's still running like 7.5, 8.5 a carry in the postseason hurt. So he's picking his spots, but
he is hurt though. He's dinged up. He really is.
Yeah.
And I could see if he's trying to do too much, I could see him, maybe not being able to finish the game. Now what happens? Who's the backup for Philadelphia? Anybody know?
Kenny Pickett.
Pickett? Okay.
Let's put it this way. How many big Super Bowl games do you sit there and remember someone other than the quarterback, right? These big moments at the very, very end. And if
Jerry Rice.
A few.
Timmy Smith.
Ronnie
why did I even bring it up?
Yeah, Ronnie Lott. You also had Emmitt Smith.
Okay. How many Super Bowls there been?
We can come up with this and poke some holes in this.
But my point is, if I were to pick a quarterback for this game between those two, you're damn right I'd be picking Daniels.
Sure.
Damn right.
Yeah. This is first big
surprises
game.
me,
We'll
but-
see. Yeah.
Yeah, Washington
Damn
has a
right.
shot at winning this. Absolutely, they do.
Oh, absolutely.
The door is open. The door is open for them to hit this.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Philadelphia is favored by 6. The over-under is 47.5 on this game.
I thought it
We're
was
not
6.5. I saw six
Is
and
it
a half.
6.5 now?
It
Okay.
moves on different.
I saw.
lines.
Yeah, I saw 6.5.
Okay. Yeah, I have it on 6 here on the Yahoo site, but that's which book they use. I don't know. So, all right, Robbie, anything to add at all, or?
Just it's going to be a good game. That's all I'm going to say.
All right, sounds good. All right, game two.
biggest underdog of the first last round and won by the most convincing margin.
Mm-hmm.
They
Impressive.
did too, man. I mean, Detroit is no slouch, and they, I think, losing their coaches now, I think this is going to affect them a little bit too. Offensive and defensive coordinators gone, and probably more to leave. So we'll see what happens. Very talented team, though. All right, game 2 at 3:30 Pacific Standard Time on Sunday. Buffalo at Kansas City. We've seen this game before. Is it going to be the same game? Buffalo. Tell me about Buffalo, Tyler.
Oh, I'm first, huh?
Yep.
Well, feel like what's a Bob Seger? I got to turn the page. I don't
Nice.
know. The keys, quick keys to winning to me are you got to establish Cook. You got to keep Mahomes more in the pocket so he's not creating things and throwing weird sidearm passes that don't make sense that convert somehow. You got to get some sort of pressure because the Bills run cover 3 safety over the top, and Mahomes will throw underneath that all day. Don't let anyone get deeper in your third. They'll throw sticks all day on that if you don't get pressure. The strong safety in that defense has to cover Kelsey. They're starting strong safety is questionable. Taylor Rapp, this Cole Bishop kid out of Utah, is 22 years old and unproven. What's he going to do in that defense guarding him? Depending on the specific coverage, 70% of the time. But the interesting thing on the other side of the ball is KC's one of 3 teams that run a cover 1, whether I didn't mean free safety over top of cover 3, but on a cover 1 with the free safety over the top. And so Allen's got to have time for those guys to run double moves because they're 13 picks in 16, 17 NFL games, whatever there is now. So they're up there. I think Allen's got to roll out towards the side where those receivers are taking those DBs a little bit deep, run it a little bit, and put those guys in a situation where later in the game they can't just give up a 10-yard scamper out of bounds, and they're wondering if they have to come off coverage and out of the cover 1 and make a tackle, and he dumps it over the top, right? So I don't know. I think it's going to be interesting, just the styles of play. Allen's got to also look off that free safety well. Playing man coverage with those guys coming up with 13 picks. So they got to control the line so the D's not forcing him to throw balls early against a cover 1. He's got to look off the free safety. He's got to scramble towards where they're going deep, get runs early, and the strong safety on the defensive side of that position is going to be big. And then the last thing I would say is they got to do what they keep doing. Plus 24 in the year, turning the ball in a half a game more than every team they play based on average, right? They got to get that. They got to make that continue. They got to get at least +1 on KC, and you hope that miracle KC doesn't come out in the last minute as they do in the playoffs.
13 seconds.
13
Stop it.
seconds.
13 seconds.
It's
Give them
amazing.
13 seconds. That's all they need.
All right. How about the Kansas City Chiefs, Robbie?
Well, Tyler, you might want to get your hat out for this one. So while we're on the topic of Kansas City, let's just bring this up really quick. Do you think they're the most penalized team in the NFL? Does anyone think that they're the most penalized or just most
Kansas
flags
City?
thrown in their games?
Kansas City?
Yeah.
No, they
No.
have the refs in their pocket. I've seen the memes. These
So-
refs
You're
are
welcome,
wearing
Tyler. You're welcome.
red and white jerseys.
Well, that's because
stripes.
so they're the 4th fewest flags thrown in the NFL in their games. 4th fewest. 94. for
Of course, I
829
don't want to
total.
throw any on them. So.
Robbie,
But
did you
guess
ever?
what? But guess what? Most of their flags are when they're playing offense, and it's
Oh.
holding and false starts.
Okay. So you're trying to refute.
I'm just
all
saying,
of the
there's no
things
rigged
that-
stuff. People need to stop whining. People are mad because their team isn't in this position. If their team was in that position, they wouldn't whine about it, would they?
No,
Yeah.
but it's pretty interesting that you have a team that's going for a three-peat. Is that correct? 3 in a row? Is that what a three-peat is, Pat Riley? So what I would think is perhaps that you're going to about ready to win the third championship in the row because you're the best team, have the least amount of turnovers is one of those things that matters, and you're the best coach, the best athletes, the most efficient. Don't turn the ball over, and you don't make stupid penalties to kill drives and X, Y, and Z. And I appreciate the holding penalties because you get beat. I'm not going to be the guy responsible for Mahomes going down. I'll tackle that guy's ass too. And then false start, that's crowd, right? So they're not. But you make a good point that they're not being on defense. That when there's a big play against them, the flag never comes out for that automatic first down.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe it's because they're the best team and they don't make as many mistakes.
That's true.
I hate to say it, 3 in a row.
It is what it is. But yeah, it's basically all year they have just got it done. Obviously, the 2 times they didn't. They just did enough to get by. But you brushed up on a couple of the things that I've thought of was that cover 1. They need to kind of disguise it a little bit. They need to have 2 safeties, a little bit more than they think. Justin Reed's going to be a big part of this game. He's their free safety. Also, Chris Jones. He needs to put as much as he can to stop that run game. Keep them in the pocket for Josh Allen. Make sure he's not running around because he's the big part of that run game. So, another person to look out for. Who is the most targeted player on Buffalo? Khalil Shakir. Who's the best cornerback on the Chiefs? Trent McDuffie. So that's a matchup to look out for too.
And he's a small X. That's interesting. He's 40th. He's their number. You said it last week. He's their biggest target. But I don't mean he's a nobody. He's a Boise State guy. I want him to be a star, and he's playing well. But he's also the 40th rated receiver in the NFL, the number 1 on Buffalo.
Yep.
So you're right.
They don't
That's
have
a
the
big
guy to
matchup.
go to in almost any part of the game. So
is Amari going to have any hand in this?
I think so. Like when we were watching stuff in there, and they said that Amari might have a big game. I don't know about a big game, but I think he does have a game to the point where maybe we should start making a plan for him, like at halftime or something like that.
So
But-
as little as passing yards that each of these quarterbacks had over the past couple games, does anybody pass for 250 yards?
I think they're
Might
going
be
to
a little more than.
Yeah.
I
mean,
think-
it's not
I
the
think-
Ravens against Buffalo, but
I think as one goes up, the other will go up. So if someone starts going away with the passing game and it forces the hand of the other, because they don't want to make mistakes and they have all sorts of weapons to make short passes and quarterback runs and shit like that. So, but one hand forces the other. If they start moving the ball down and they're up 7-10 points, KC, Allen's going to start throwing it a little bit more. It's not like he can't. They don't turn the ball over and they possess it and they execute in the red zone. That's what they do. And that's what's impressive about Cook. Cook, I mean, he averages just under 5 a carry. And so he's getting you first downs. And it gives them the option to do things on first downs. Those aren't all first down runs, But anyways, I think if one starts passing the ball, it'll lead to the other passing the ball. It could be a game where they both have 275 plus for all I know, but we'll see.
yeah. Rob, anything to add to this one?
Well, the one thing that I do want to say is that Mahomes needs to shut up. And here's why. Everybody is talking about the fact that they think the Chiefs are favored by the refs. As a player, do not acknowledge it. Now, yeah, no, don't you know? There's no tinfoil hats on this, Tyler. Put that crap away. You don't acknowledge it. You don't feed into the narrative. Don't acknowledge it. And he did. And he really acknowledged it. He leaned into it. Come on. Your focus should be on winning, on getting to the Super Bowl for the third straight year and winning it. It's not about what everybody else is talking about. So shut up, Mahomes. Seriously. Just shut up. Seriously. The Bills, you know what? Both of these teams, this is the top two teams in the AFC all year. This is the one thing. This is probably the one matchup most people wanted to see.
Yep.
I wanted the Ravens, but you know what? Hey, we can't always get what we want.
I wanted the Ravens.
So this is the top two teams. This, both these teams know each other. Yeah. It's literally this is what the football world wants. This is one to enjoy, and really it comes down to who makes the least amount of mistakes and whether Mahomes can flop his way into a 15-yard penalty to keep a drive alive.
Is there a flop rule in football like basketball? Warning and tee, maybe there needs to be.
I honestly think they should be. I think especially when you have Troy Aikman.
Broken bone versus a late head.
Just going off on the refs. That actually was really entertaining. That was one of the few times where I went, okay, go ahead there, Troy, have at it.
On that line there, what do you think of the kind of the official being in the booth there to be able to ask anytime? So what do you think about that one? Should they have thrown the flag? I don't think I like that guy there, because so many times it's like, no, I really didn't see enough. They really shouldn't have thrown it, or this and that, or I don't think there's enough there to turn it over. Oh, they shouldn't have turned that over. I didn't see enough there to do it. I don't think it helps anything. Analyst? I think it makes it worse.
Well, I like
Yeah.
I like it. I like when they. I didn't see this. I'll be honest, but I like when they explain rules, or this is college, this is pro, whatever he is in. For the guy that tunes in every once in a while, like me. But I think for expediency's sake, knowing that you have a red flag on the field, or knowing that it's something you're going to have to review, a big moment under this many minutes inside whatever the damn rules are,
right?
And you're running over to the booth. You have the guy that's training NFL referees that's done it for 1,000 years saying, "Oh, guys, it's a catch," before they get there. I mean, I think people look into that too, tinfoil hat, as like, the only thing I don't like about the replay, to be honest with you, is, the time it takes. So then that's why I appreciate that guy. I'm not saying he's on the mic when they get there and saying, I would call this. They're making their own decision. I think, but having the other guy, not the guy explaining, but the guy that's there to do that, I think that's good. But I hate when you super slow-mo everything and replay during that time.
Oh yeah.
Because in real time, a lot of these things would be catches and, just, on the sideline, and you have it, but then you just turn it to pull it in and it leaves your hand for a second. Oh, he was juggling it because they did a 9 million thousandth of frame. And it's like, you never would have seen that in the real time. We would have been playing football. That thing I don't like is some of those over very, very small things and super slow mo. That's like, yeah, that's kind of ruining the game. Cause I think 9 out of 10 times it would have been called the other way, the way we watched it forever,
Right. I do like they get info from the booth a lot of times on things that they're talking about. Like, it wasn't a catch. All of a sudden, nope. Then they buzz down and let them know, yep, it was a catch. I like that better than, the time that it takes for the challenge and all that. So, all right.
One thing that's a bit frustrating, though, when you keep going on that, is you have the official talking about it, whether it's Pereira or any of the other ones, and then all of a sudden it reverses, and then that referee in the booth is all of a sudden going, that was a good call, and then they absolutely agree with the literally flip-flopping in real time. I mean, you can almost see it flying across the screen, or they're
Or they're
Yeah.
betting both sides and they're like, I think it's this, but I can see a case for whatever, and so they can never be wrong.
Since they called
Yeah,
it
yeah,
on the field that way,
too, yeah.
not enough
It's-
to overturn it. I think it would have been they
Yeah,
would
yeah,
stay
yeah,
with
yeah.
it either way. So,
But
all
I
right.
can see if they overturn it.
All right, I'm going to do one other thing here that I didn't.
Hey, do I get a
announce there.
pick? Do I get?
Yeah,
to
Yeah,
oh
pick?
yeah.
wait,
Well,
wait,
we're
yeah.
not
Okay.
picking yet, but yeah.
No,
Let's
no,
give
wait a
you-
minute. Steve hasn't said anything about this game.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. You
No,
get
I'll
to
take
talk about it.
Buffalo. You don't have to talk to me. All right, that's fine. I'll take the Bills. I'll take Josh Allen and the Bills. That's good.
All right. Well, we haven't picked anything yet, but I'll write that down here. No, we just had kind of the session of anybody that wanted to chime in about the game or anything to do that. But I've got one other thing here. Of the 4 quarterbacks that are out there, who's going to have the most passing yards? Tyler, let's start with you.
God, I think Daniels again. I think Daniels. He's going to have to. The other ones aren't going to have to based on how they're getting by with
Right.
winning ball games. Commanders have no option. That's how they've been winning ball games. So I'm going to go with him.
All right. Rob, how about you?
This is a strange moment in time here as I
agree.
You
agree with
agree
Tyler.
Oh, yeah.
Tyler.
I,
All
I
right.
I
knew
have
it
to
was
agree with Tyler.
coming.
It has to be Daniels because the other 3 have complementary pieces, and Washington does have a running game, but it's not nearly as potent as the other 3 teams. So
Right.
Jalen has to run, use his feet, and he has to use his arm. So yeah, I see. Yeah, that's almost an easy one. I think it's Daniels again as well.
How about you, Steve? Who do you think is going to have the most passing yards?
Daniels.
What's the name of that dog, Steve? And run me through all the Patriot dog names you have.
This is Thomas Jefferson.
Oh, that's right.
Sorry, he's a little wild.
And
Robbie,
before that, you
work
had
here.
Brewski, Teddy Brewski.
Oh man.
Well, you don't have a Tom Brady dog?
Nope, never got a Brady.
Okay, never got a Brady. Okay.
Yeah,
Teddy Brewski, though.
but I had Teddy
Brewski?
Bruschi,
Okay, you know what? Respect.
Yeah.
Sure.
So much respect, he fell over. Here we go.
There we
Yeah,
go.
I think it's
Hello.
Jaden Daniels as well, to be honest.
Yeah, we got a clean sweep. I feel the same way.
Yeah.
Okay, how about rushing yards? Tyler, let's go back to you.
No, he doesn't get to pick first. Let somebody else.
No. He picked first last time.
Yep,
Yeah, no.
Yep.
He's pretty smart. We all
Well, no, he is,
followed
but I
his
don't want to
lead.
follow
No,
because if
no,
he
we're
comes
not
out,
doing
I want to.
We're not
No, I got.
doing
It does,
I'll
it
go
does
first.
protect you
Ego.
from later on when I
I'll
come in
go
later.
first.
Ego.
What
I'll
are
go
you thinking
first.
about?
Stay away from this ego. No, you literally no, Tom, you absolutely just ruined it. You caught you oh.
Jesus, Rob, let's go.
I think this is a pretty easy one too.
It's so much fun poking at you. It really is. It really is, Tyler. You know I love you. You know I love you.
So who's going
Who
to
you
have
got,
the most
Tom?
rushing
So who's
yards?
picking? All right,
Tom.
you know what, Robbie?
No, let
Robbie,
Tyler
you pick.
go. You want to go with Tyler? You go all of them. I'm not going to agree with you on everything, but I bet I do this one. All right.
I mean, when you rate the running backs, I think it's Saquon, Cook. I still give Hunt an edge over Eckler, whoever their top rusher is going to be. But Saquon's getting 6.5 a carry in the postseason. He's having the biggest chunk yards out of everyone and hasn't turned it over, and he can flip over people backwards or whatever the hell that thing was.
Backwards hurdle.
Whatever.
He had 6 yards in
You
the
mean
regular
the butt,
season.
the
too,
butt,
by the
the
way.
butt
Now,
leap?
listen, I would never
Yeah, I got
Al
that
Bundy
stat.
story that. I jumped over, not that. I got Philly.
Saquon.
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 Okay.
Yeah, well, it's
What
a
do I
team
have
game.
here? Rob, how about you?
This one's an easy one too. There's really only one running back that you could do, and of course, I'm going to agree with
Cooks
Tyler.
in the
And
contest.
you can just see it. Yeah,
He's not
It's-
going
yeah.
first.
yeah.
He's
Saquon
not going first
Barkley.
for the last one.
Yeah,
Robbie.
it's Saquon Barkley.
Saquon.
Yep. Steve?
Yep.
And I agree.
My God, it's the sheep.
All
Thank
right.
God, I'm a herder.
The last one.
Yeah,
The
I
Chiefs-
agree with you though with Philly as a total because Jalen's gonna get his shit. By the way, you guys are all always so hurt and everything, but golly, he's tough, man. They got
All right.
they got an offensive line like that. He's a smart quarterback. Yep. All right.
All right, receiving yards. Robbie, let's start with you.
I'm between two people right now.
No one.
Xavier Worthy,
No,
Shakir,
no,
AJ Brown,
no.
Scary Terry.
He is one of them. But honestly, I think that maybe it is Khalil Shakir.
Is that what you're
Might-
thinking?
I'm thinking that, yeah.
Might have to be.
Okay. Steve,
Scary Terry.
Scary Terry.
Yep.
I'm going to let Tyler pick last on this one. Rob.
Scary Terry, easy. That one, yeah. I mean, if Daniels is going to lead everybody in passing yards, I think, Scary Terry gets a big bulk of them.
Tyler.
If we all just pick Daniels to have the most yards passing, and Brown's averaging 90, whatever, I think expected value plays to pick Brown.
Not bad bet. I thought you were going to go with Travis Kelce, by the way, just because you love him and you're a Swiftie. So
I'm going to take a flyer on this one.
I
gonna
do have
turn-
Go
I'm
ahead.
going to
Sorry.
turn back the clock on this one. D-Hop. D-Hop is going to have a game for Kansas City.
All right.
Mm.
I could see him having to come out of the shell and make things happen as much as the other way around.
Right. And every game that they've had, it's been someone at the end of the game pulling it out, whatever, one score game. But even in their big games in the past, I mean, San Francisco had them. They scored at the end to win last year in the Super Bowl.
Mhm.
I just think D-Hop is the guy. I think that's the guy. All right, let's go ahead and go to our picking of the games. We haven't done that yet. So let me get my order here.
Got me first.
All right, Washington at Philadelphia. Rob.
You know what? I'm going to go. You know what? I'm going to tap into my journalistic instincts, and I'm going to root for the story. I'm going with the Commanders.
Washington. Steve.
Philly.
Philly.
But
Tyler.
I won't be mad if Washington wins. I'll go Philly.
Yeah, and I wouldn't be mad if Philly wins either. So, but I'm going with the story.
I know.
can
I
see
get
it.
it. I
Yeah.
get it.
Tyler's contemplating.
Well, I as far as what I want to see, I actually want to see. I want to see all the best quarterbacks that have been around for 4 or 5 years. You know what I mean? Playing it out that are actually vets now. Allen and Mahomes and Hurts. So that's what I want to see. So it's saying something to say Washington, but I pick Washington.
Ooh, okay. I am going to take Philly myself. How about you, Rob? B?
I will. I'll take Philly as well.
Ooh, Philly it is.
There's the separator game for the title.
Could be. Could be. All right. Buffalo at Kansas City. We're going from the bottom up this time. Robbie.
This is just
I hope
Like,
it's a
I
good
want-
game.
it's gonna be, I think.
Yeah, it's gonna be.
I think Buffalo pulled it out
It's
just
Buffalo's
by a
time,
little
huh?
bit. Yep. I want to see
Kansas.
Buffalo win.
All right. Oh, do you ever bet against Kansas City though? Andy
No.
Reid at home. Buffalo's. I think it's their year though. I really do. I think they're going to get through. I think Josh Allen has to have a game. He can't. It can't be what it was against Baltimore. For them to win, they've got to be able to throw the ball around, and I'm going to go Buffalo. Tyler?
Doing the same thing in both games. I would like to see Hurts and Allen, but I'm going Washington and KC.
KC. Steve? Oh, you
Well, I
already said
can't-
Buffalo, huh?
Yeah, I said Buffalo because Josh Allen is a man among boys. When I look at him on the field, that guy's a beast. I didn't get to
He is
say
a big
this
guy.
in the previous. He's just a beast, and I like him. He seems like, I don't know. We're going with the Bills. I'm sick of the Chiefs. Can't stand Kelsey. Yeah. It's kind of about the heart. That's how I roll. You guys know that.
All right. How about Rob? What do you think?
I could keep watching Tom or Steve show off his dog.
Yeah,
He's
I
a
know.
good-looking dog, isn't he?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know.
Just throw
He's-
that rope in the
He's an
corner.
asshole, but
For Christ's
I
sake.
love him. You get a workout here, buddy.
Sorry for stalling. It basically comes down to, do you pick against the Chiefs, especially the way they've been over the last several years, even with Buffalo and everybody wanting Buffalo for the story, or do I have to sit here and agree with Tyler again?
You got to start making moves because you're 2 games behind. So you need me to go 0-2, and you going to go 2-0, and then we're tied going into the Super Bowl. And so now that you've agreed with me, my brilliant predictions twice, you can't beat me for this postseason, which is boom, good.
We'll have tiebreakers for the Super Bowl, so that way it'll be something that
Well,
if
there won't be a
somebody's
tiebreaker
tied-
because he agreed. No, okay, I see. With other people.
Well, it also I got to catch, and that means yeah. All right, I'll go with the story. Okay, Tyler, I guess you don't want me to pick.
You already agreed with me the other one, so you still can't tie me. Boom!
Story is
Yeah,
Buffalo.
that's all you care about, huh, Tyler?
No,
That was it, huh? That was the only thing. As long as I beat Rob, I'm fine.
Yeah.
I wonder
So
how
Buffalo
many.
it is.
No,
Buffalo?
I'll go. You know what? No. You
Okay.
the other 3 of you picked Buffalo. You know what? I'll try. You know what? I'll try and get pie you guys just as much. I'm
Okay.
gonna go with Kansas City. I mean, honestly, if I'm gonna go, honestly, I'm gonna go Kansas City.
All right.
Just, even if I can't catch Tyler, which I'll lose no sleep over. I won't lose any sleep over it. I'm not
2
losing
weeks.
any money.
Wolverine,
I'm
2-2.
not losing anything. He can, whatever.
Let's go.
Well, Tyler
Yeah.
knows it's all scripted anyway. Kansas City's going to win.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, I
Exactly.
know.
Even
need
with
to
the
get one of
home,
those,
the
Tyler.
home
Go with the
going,
heart,
oh
Rob. Go with
no,
the
wink,
heart.
wink. It's not the no,
Buffalo,
It's always
baby.
these 2, Robbie.
Oh, yeah,
Wink,
I
And
know.
they
I
act like I'm holding up the show. I'm being a pleasant person, aren't I?
The only
You're
thing
fine.
that thing is missing is a KC on the side of it.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
right.
you got to put a KC on there, Tyler.
All right. Well,
Okay.
we've got the work done here. All of our predictions are
Hey,
in.
what about our parlays?
I don't even have a parlay for us today.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I'm going over on both. I don't care.
That's
over
what I
on
was
both.
doing. That's what I had down. Damn it. I had that ready.
All right.
Nice job,
all right.
Robbie. You and I, man. We got 2-0.
Mhm.
That's going to give us an extra point.
Yeah,
What
they didn't even pick anything.
What I did
Losers.
do though last week, after all of our picks, every underdog, I did a teaser bet. Every underdog, $10, 5 games, and I hit every one of them. Get an extra 6 points, so it was the Houston with 15, and anyway, they all worked out well. So
What's the return?
I think I won $40 out of it. Wasn't
How
big.
about what was
4
the
to
bet?
1, something like
4
that.
to
Yeah,
1.
$10. Yeah, it was no $5 bet for 500, but I mean, not everybody can do that. So
Hotter than a $2 pistol.
all right, well, there you have our expert opinions on these things. Hopefully, they will. Some of the stuff will come true anyway. I think so. Should be some good games of football. One more weekend left after this one, the big Super Bowl 2 weeks from now. Rob thinks that it's going to be Washington and Kansas City in it. Steve thinks it's going to be Philly and Buffalo. Tyler thinks it's Washington and Kansas City. Robbie and I think it'll be Philly and Buffalo. So we'll see what happens. On behalf of the whole cast and crew here at Rain or Shine Sports, I'm Tom Sotera signing off. Have a great weekend and enjoy the football.
2-2, Chuck Woolery.